Welcome to the class 8 physics. In class 8 physics, the first chapter is force. Now you know about force. Force force is an external agent, that is external agent means push or pull, that can change or try to change the shape, size or position of any object. Shape means that is either the body, if you press the body their shape can be changed. The size, if you press a balloon their size may be changed. If you squeeze a bottle their size may be changed. Or position of any object. Position means body is in rest, then it comes into motion. Body is in motion, then it comes into rest. That is position of any object. Force is a physical quantity. Force is a physical quantity. Physical quantity means measurable quantity that can be measured with appropriate units. Now you know about the effects of force. Force can change. Force can change the shape of any object, that is pressing a balloon. It can change the size of any object, that is tearing a paper into pieces. It can move a stationary object, that is kicking a ball. It can stop a moving object, that is catching a ball. It can speed up a moving object, that is if a body moves with 5 meter per second speed, it can change into 10 meter per second speed. It can slow down the moving object, that is if you apply a brake, then the speed of the body slowed down. It can change the direction of moving object, that is if you comes at turning point, then you can turn the motion, the direction of the object. That is, in case of cricket match, you can see each effect of force in one example. That is, when a bowler throw a ball comes into motion. If a batsman hit it, then it changes the direction of ball, speed up the ball or slow down the ball. If the fielder catch it, then the ball comes into rest. Then in one example you can see the each and every effect of the force. Now you comes on the second thing, that is types of force. Force is classified into two parts, that is contact force and non-contact force. Contact force means the force which acts by actual contact of the body, that is muscular force. You kick a ball, you press a nail on the wall, that is the muscular force. And non-contact force, a force that acts from a distance, that is without any actual contact, is called non-contact force. Non-contact force is also known as action at a distance force, that is magnetic force, electrostatic force, gravitational force. That is an apple fall down at the ground, that is the non-contact force. Understand? Now the next things is types of contact force. Type of contact force means, that is muscular force. Force act by our muscles is called muscular force, that is throwing a ball, tearing a paper. This is the muscular force. Frictional force, a force that opposes the motion of any object, is called frictional force, that is writing by a pen. This is the frictional force. And now the types of non-contact force. Non-contact force, in non-contact force there are magnetic force, that is force exerted by a magnet called magnetic force, that is magnet attract on an iron nails. Next is electrostatic force, force exerted by a charged body on an uncharged body or a charged body, that is called electrostatic force. And next is gravitational force, that is every object in the universe attract each other with a force, that is called gravitational force. Gravitational force play an important role in our daily life, that is moon is in its position, sun in its position, earth revolve around the sun in a fixed path, that is due to the gravitational force. And in gravitational force there is one more kind of force, that is force of gravity. Force of gravity, and any object attract towards the earth with a force is called force of gravity. It means in gravitational force, if one object is earth, that is the force of gravity. In force of gravity, the force must be applied by the earth. That is, if you throw a ball in upward direction, ball again comes at earth due to force of gravity. Understand? Now you know about frictional force. Frictional force is very important in our daily life. Without frictional force you cannot to do anything. That is, frictional force has many advantages and disadvantages also. Frictional force arises from the contact of two bodies that prevent, and it prevent the relative movement of the bodies. Now you know about the cause of friction. Friction क्यों प्रोड्यूस होता है? Friction had two causes, that is roughness of the rubbing surface and interaction of the molecules of these surface. It means if two objects came in contact with each other, their contact, their area of contact and their interaction of their molecules, these are the causes of friction. Now you know about the different forms of friction. That is static friction. It describes the process between resting object and a surface. Rolling friction appears between a rolling object and a surface, that is rolling a ball on the ground. Fluid friction, it occurs object move through the liquid or gas, it is also called drag, इसको drag भी कहा जाता है. And sliding friction, when one object slide over the another object, that is sliding friction. Now the friction is necessary for our daily life, because without friction you cannot write on a page. If there is no friction you cannot walk at the ground. So friction is very important in your daily life, and friction has many disadvantages also. If there is more friction, then you cannot walk properly at the ground. That is, on the rough surface you cannot walk properly at the ground. If the surface is rough, then you cannot write on it. That is, friction has importance in our daily life, and it has disadvantages also. Now your fourth chapter is almost completed. In next class I teach you pressure. Thank you.